Do. Coming down on me, all around me. You can't take the pressure. Do. What's up, everybody? Oh, that need to be higher, doesn't it? Let me put that on something. There you go. What's good, everybody? What's up? It's your man Rico. One of these late night chats I want to have with y'all. Y'all know y'all can call in and hit that button if you want to talk to me. Hey, Sonya, what's up? Y'all come on in here. It's two things I want to talk really quickly. And I'm going to tell y'all beforehand. Y'all know I wear a size 58 shoe. And a lot of times I unknowingly, indirectly, certainly unintentionally step on toes when I share my thoughts. And tonight is going to be one of those nights. So get ready to not to take something personally. All right. But first, I have two topics on here. And by the way, if you haven't bought my book yet, go on the Facebook page or my YouTube channel, Rico the Opinionist, and go ahead and purchase it. It's only $10, $, Rico the Opinionist, OPINIONIST. Still selling it in the PDF format. So if you like it, hit me on the Cash App, Rico the Opinionist, $, and send an email address so I can get it to you. I want to start with this story. Let me start off with something really happy. Sonya said, share your thoughts, friend. I will. And this is going to be a quick one on the first topic. I have two topics tonight. One on the Spider-Man movie and one on Jim Jones, the rapper, all right, and his recent comments that were disturbing. But I just came back, probably about 30, 45 minutes ago from watching the new Spider-Man movie. I've been trying for the past couple of weeks to get in there, and the tickets were always sold out. So I went earlier today around 4 o'clock and bought the ticket for like a 7 o'clock show or something like that, right? And I must say I was thoroughly entertained. It was actually pretty damn good. I can see why this new Spider-Man movie has been number one for like 5 or 6 weeks. 5 weeks now, I think. And it has made $600 million plus in America, $1.2 billion worldwide so far. And it does not show any signs of slowing down. So I went to check out this phenomena, and it's actually pretty damn good. I like the way they brought in, it was the way it was written, and it was just good performances, good acting. The action sequences, they rarely ever fail in the Spider-Man movies. But I appreciate how they connected the old with the new. For those who have not seen it, I'll just say that I appreciated all of what they did in this movie. It was really good. I appreciate it. If you have not seen Spider-Man or No Way Home or something, but one thing, I didn't know that damn Doctor Strange, who also made an appearance throughout the entire movie, that's a powerful wizard. I guess that's what he is. He's part of the Avenger family, I guess. And the one who does all the spells and the wands and create the portals and stuff with the cape on and just floats. Benedict Cumberbatch, I think that's his name. Cumberbatch or Cumberbatch, whatever. But good job. I'm going to go ahead. Spoiler alert. They bring back all the Peter Parkers. Yeah, anyway. Okay. It's cool the way it's done. I really appreciate it. And it's definitely worth the 2.5 hours. I enjoyed the Matrix movie too. So, I love action-packed stuff, and I love a good story. And I can't wait to see what they're going to do with the next Spider-Man. I think this guy can probably play him maybe 2 more movies. Maybe 2 more, probably going a third before he, I guess, ages out. Because the first Peter Parker, man, he's old, man. I forget his name that quickly, but the first one. But anyway, yeah, he's an older cat. But anyway, good job. Now let's get to it. So he said, you could have taken me to the movie, friend. For sure. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed, watching the movie. Pearl Walker, hey, good. Phaedra Brantley, what's up? Phaedra, my bad. Is it Phaedra or Phaedra? Pearl Walker, you and I need to sit. It was actually pretty damn good. But let me get to why I'm here. I don't know if y'all haven't been paying attention to social media today. It's been buzzing with the comments from rapper and reality star Jim Jones. It's who names himself after a sicko, psycho-maniacal cult leader by the name of Jim Jones. Y'all remember the guy in a tragedy? Yeah, these rappers, they call themselves Scarface. All these black rappers are the weirdest. Ugh. But anyway, he calls himself Jim Jones. He said, I had to look the first one up. That nigga got old. Yeah, bro, he's gotten up there. I'm just about to say his name. But yeah, it was. I liked the way they did. It was funny. The way they combined them all. And that second one, they had him all emotional and unsure and all that. It was funny. I guess they could have had Jamie Foxx in it. Anyway. But yeah, it was actually pretty good. But anyway, let's get to Jim Jones. If he was on the podcast by Angela Yee's podcast, and they cut out the clip that's been going around 1 minute and 29 seconds. I'll try to put the clip on his Facebook page as well as my YouTube channel. He shared with Angela Yee. Robert, what's up? Angela Yee and Robert. I'm sorry, Angela Yee. That his mother, I guess Nancy, she taught him how to tongue kiss. Showed him, her tongue in his mouth. She taught him how to tongue kiss. The words that come to mind is, when he said that, disgusting, incest, perversion, Oedipus complex, sexual abuse. Thank you, Robert. All of that. All of it. So much so that he, as a middle-aged man now, talked about as if it was something normal. And when they tried to say, well, your mom taught you, he's like, hey, she was 17 years old. She was a baby, raising a baby. Hold on a minute, bruh. It's almost like that Stockholm syndrome where you fall in love with your captor or your abuser. He was trying to be an apologist for the woman who abused him. He fell in love with the abuser. I guess that's his mother, as he said. And he said, hey, that's my mother. The East Coast mother. Yo, that's my mother. Yeah, Jim Jones, your mother is a pervert. She's sick. She was sick and probably still is. But I'm going to go further into this because I'm a mental health guy. I like to go a little further in these things. And he said, well, she was a baby. She's only 17 years old trying to raise a child and all that. But I want to see how far this goes into the stratosphere. And on tomorrow and the day after that, I like to read all the comments and see all the videos of people chiming in on this. Because this is really weird. He said it like it was just nothing. Because we know had we had a daughter to come on there and say, yeah, my daddy taught me how to tongue kiss, they would have broke the internet, calling him all kinds of weirdos and perverts and all that. Now, she's catching it now, rightfully so. The mother's catching it. She needs to. And he needs counseling and she needs counseling. But let's talk about this. You know, y'all have heard me often go in hard on single mothers. And more importantly, teenage single mothers. I think it's the worst thing that could happen to children, single parenting, single motherhood. And I say single mother because men don't get pregnant. Women choose whether or not to be a wife than a mother, or they decide to be a baby mama. That is a choice. Now, if you are married and your husband passed away, or you got divorced, and y'all have shared custody, that's something else. But you're a single, never married woman, you decide to pick some knucklehead just to, to skeet up in you without a wedding ring or the blessing from the Lord. Well, you chose to be a single mother. And most women, and I'm talking about our community, well, period, but I'm always concerned about what happens to us. In the black community, 8% of children are born to single mothers. And usually those children are born to bums, street dudes, or somebody else's husband. Yeah, there are women who have babies by another woman's husband. What kind of tramp, what kind of bitch is that? Trifling, just disgusting. You know, it's just, and it's impossible for you to be let me explain how this works. See, for those who believe in God and nature, there's no excuse for anything else when you choose to become a single mother. See, when you talk about God and nature, there is masculine and there's feminine. See, the man is supposed to be there to add the feminine and the logic to the relationship. But when you leave, when the woman is left for the children, particularly the male children, left to her own devices, this is what you have. You have these emotional, warped out, weird out, oftentimes sexually confused boys. And a lot of us came out lucky from this. I came out of the 70s and the 80s where there were still male role models and there were appropriate men in the community. But after 95, these children born after 95, they didn't have that because crack had taken over, the music had gotten ugly, and feminism had taken over the women, so they think they need a man for anything. And so here you have Jim Jones's mother is just like a lot of young girls with these boy children. Y'all see these moms kissing their sons in the mouth, rubbing all over them like they're their man, you know, rubbing all on their hair and rubbing all on. I've seen, as one who's worked as a social worker for at least 25 years, I saw all this weirdness. I was working in a treatment center, and we have education, family education, and the moms, because they were rarely any fathers, came for these boys. And one mom, I remember a mom came in there. Her son was 16, right? But her boyfriend was 27. And she was well into her 30s. She rubbed it on both of their heads. Like I said, see, that's why that boy's sick. That's why he's here. And see, when women get past this thing thinking they can do it alone, you're out of your element. You're out of order. You can't. You're not supposed to do it alone. That's why those who go to church. Now, I don't go to church. I don't have a religion. I'm just telling you what you say. I believe in the Lord Savior Jesus Christ. Well, they left a manual there called the Bible. And it lets me know that you don't give a damn about what God has said or what God has written in that Bible when you're getting your back beat out. You don't give a shit. All you care about is that penis and how it's stretching your loins. That's why you make the choice to become a single mother. Then after the fact, you decide that you believe in God again. Come on, somebody. Hallelujah. See, I live in reality. I know how this stuff works. See, if you truly believed in your God, you truly believed in your Bible, your Quran, or whatever it is, you'll do what that Bible tells you to do. But I know I don't take religious people seriously. I don't take people who believe in Lord Saviors. I don't take those people seriously. That's why I talk the way I talk, because I know you're full of shit. And of course, not all, but too many. 80% of black children born out of wedlock. And so Jim Jones was one of the casualties. Not only did he have a single mama, but he had a young mama, a teenager. Who the hell lets teenagers have babies? A lot of people, apparently. They've been doing this since I was a kid. They've been doing this since the 50s, 60s. They've been doing it. And it's not a good thing. I don't care how we can normalize bullshit, but it's still bullshit. And we need to cut it out. If we truly care about God and his or her word, and we truly love children, we'll not be having children without a man, without a husband. That's what your Bible says, right? It's not me talking. It's the Lord. Come on, somebody. So when I hear Jim Jones say there's sickness, that explains a lot. Because y'all see a lot of boys who are coddled and pampered by their single mothers. I mean, it's almost like it's their boyfriends. Even when a young man gets to be 15, 16, and 17, and he's liking girls since he's like 14, it's almost as if the mom gets jealous or something. Now, I understand she can become protective, but some of this stuff looks weird. I don't want that fast-ass girl over here. It is the mothers that teach sons how to be the sexist, misogynistic whoremongers. She don't want nothing from you. She don't want nothing but give you a baby. And so that puts in the men's head that women ain't shit. They don't get it from fathers because fathers aren't there. They get it from the mothers that raised them. So when you talk about all these men got all these multiple fathers, these dudes got all these multiple baby mamas. Well, that's behavior they learned from home. They ain't had no masculine energy, nobody there to teach them, hey son, you're not supposed to do that. Moms don't teach them that. And of course not all. But there were a lot of us who was able to slip through the cracks. But the few exceptions does not change the rule. And there are some exceptions. I'm one of them. One of the exceptions of a single mom upbringing. But again, I was raised in the 70s and 80s. I became a young adult. I became an adult in 1990. I turned 21 in 1991. These kids born after 95. A lot of them didn't stand a chance. Look at these boys. They didn't mama. Even the little gang members. Oh my mama. Oh my mama. Cuz. Oh my mama. Oh my mama. Oh my grandmama. Oh my grandmama. You never hear them say oh my daddy. Oh my dead granddaddy. Oh my uncle. Oh my mama. Oh my. Y'all don't think there's something Oedipal and weird about that? No, because arrogant, egotistical, maniacal women think that's such a tribute. It's such a tribute. Then you got these weird ass dudes still in 2022. The black woman is God. So, Jim Jones is not the only sick dude out there who probably came up in this weird psychosocial conditioning under matriarchy, under his single mom. But that sexual abuse of boys has to stop. It has to stop. And Jim Jones, I suggest you and your mom go to counseling. Because had a daughter got up there and said that I learned how to tongue kiss with my dad who broke the internet, from my dad who broke the internet. And also something that is so important that I've talked about on my own radio show. We don't even think that black boys or male children are human beings. We think sexual abuse is not a real thing. Like the movies, we think that movies like Antoine Fisher don't mirror real life. When we talk about sexual abuse, we only mention when it happens to girls. But sexual abuse sees no gender. Really doesn't really see an age, I guess. But definitely doesn't see gender. We have to include boys more in this conversation. Do y'all actually believe a lot of our boys were born homosexual? Again, I've been a master's level social worker for 25 years. And I've worked with grown men who happen to be gay. And whenever we do that, whenever we had a counseling session, they say if I talk to 10 guys, 8 of them told me that they were sexually assaulted between the ages of 3 and 6. Sometimes it lasts a few months, sometimes it lasted years. It's because, and most often, they grew up in a single mother household, a young single mama, where they spent a lot of time at their grandmama house. So Jim Jones, you might have started, by you saying that, brother, you might have, with your platform and your popularity, you might have made the topic of sexual abuse of boys now a mainstream conversation, and the inappropriateness of single mothers with their sons finally a mainstream conversation. Because sometimes it just takes one. And Jim Jones, you might have opened that door for us, inadvertently, unknowingly opened that door because you believe that you were saying something cool, like your mom really helped you, but she didn't. Because based on what we've seen in your reality show, you and I guess your fiance, still your fiance, I don't know if you married Chrissy or not, but maybe that was the blockage. You and mom probably thinks that you and her are supposed to be together forever. And maybe you weren't able to decipher the difference between mother-son love and love of another woman, because you did say this. Yeah, check out the video. He did say, because Angela Yee, and I guess her female guest, asked him, so when you tongue kiss with a girl, what's that like? He said, no, when I first tongue kissed with a girl, I didn't like it. They said, oh, well, you like your mother? He said, well, yeah, I like my mother. That was my mother. Like, wow. I'm telling you, we're going to have to do better as a society. We're going to have to protect the children a little better. We are. I'll continue to follow up. But on this, I'll continue to listen and pay attention to it. And I'm forever a black male advocate. Forever. When I hear foolishness like this, I continue to speak out and just give my thoughts on it and share my experience of working with clients over the years as a social worker. Because we're gonna have to change a lot of behaviors. When I see mothers kissing their babies in the lips or their toddler boys in the lips, I just think it's weird. We probably done it, a little bit like, hey, watch out there, boo boo, and a little bit. But I've seen grown women really put a real tucker on a year-old little baby and all that kind of stuff. We've even seen men kiss their boys. Shout out to Wiz Khalifa. I still got that picture where he kissed his boy in the lips. What are we doing? What happened to hugging them? And back in the day, used to kiss the little babies kiss them on the paw. I'm sorry, they're not puppies. Kiss them on the back of their hands, especially newborns. Nobody grown should be kissing a newborn or a baby on the lips. Because as a grown person, you do things with your mouth that the baby does not have a strong immune system to fight. You nasty cow. Men and women, y'all do nasty stuff. Kareem, what's up, my man? What's good, Kareem? Y'all do nasty stuff with your mouth and y'all kissing these babies on the lips. I see you. You're nasty. Damn well, y'all be doing things where y'all will kiss a little baby, a little boy, a little girl on her face and her lips and a heartbeat. Your nasty ass. Just nasty. I have little cousins, and when I hug them, I'm like, hey, little sweetie pie. Most of my little great nieces are girls. And so, little girls, I have one that's, I think Sweetie Pie is 2. I got some others I haven't seen in a while, but they're like 3 and 4, and I had little cousins growing up and stuff, and I would get them, and kiss them. I know my little cousin, he's a grown man now. He's like 5 and 6. I used to kiss him on his cheek. He's like, oh, you kissed me on my face. That was the running joke. And then after he got bigger and that ended. My mom, I don't even think my mom kissed us on the cheek and certainly didn't kiss us on the lips. It's weird. And I know my Grammy never kissed us. So I just, and I understand affection and people showing affection, but we're going to have to do better. When I kiss my little cousins or a little child, you want to kiss them, I do air kisses like this. I'm like, watch out there, girl, come here. And I go, mwah, mwah. Like air kisses on my cheek or touch their face, but my lips touch the air. You don't put your lips on little children like that. Because you do grown people things with your mouth. That makes sense? I know you can't help it. They smell like baby powder and baby oil and all. You just want to grab it. Watch out there. Come here, boy. And you just kiss mwah and mwah. You probably kiss them. Kiss your little legs. Kiss your little, but you're not supposed to. And you're certainly not supposed to tongue kiss. No, children. But Jim Jones, the rapper, he didn't give the age where his mom taught him. But let's say she taught him when he was 12 or 13. So if she was 17, so she's probably like in her 30s or something when she taught a 10 or 11-year-old or a 12-year-old Jim Jones to tongue kiss. You don't know the psychological damage that can do. And I think they should pass a law. Several laws that should be passed to correct behavior. They probably shouldn't know how you have to take a driving test in order to get a driver's license. They probably should force people before they become parents to take a psychology class on human growth that specifically targets human growth and development. Because we don't seem to understand how to do it. We just do everything with children. Everyone should be required to take a psychology class before they have children. And number two, before they have children, before the people get married, they need to reinstitute the blood test. And number three, no child should be allowed to leave the hospital unless paternity has been adequately, correctly, and appropriately established before that kid leaves the house. So cut out a whole lot because we can't seem to follow God's law and God's commandment. I'm not a religious dude. I'm just telling y'all what religious people be saying. I'm just giving you what you say you believe in. Me, I don't need all that because I know how to behave. Now, I'm not perfect now. I do watch a little Pornhub here and there, but that ain't got nothing to do with no kids. To be grown people and shit. Let y'all know that I'm not perfect. I'm not coming from a place of perfection. Just a place of practice. Come on, somebody. But anyway, I want to hear your thoughts. Have you seen the video of Jim Jones making this? I'd like to hear your thoughts. Hit that little red button. And also, have you seen the new Spider-Man movie? Because I talked about two topics. Have you seen the new Spider-Man movie? And I'd like to hear your thoughts on the Jim Jones. Or I'd like to hear your thoughts on what I just said. Press that little green button there on your phone. If you have an iPhone or even Android. Press it. If you want to talk to me, I'm open. I'm not sleepy. Because I'm still kind of geeked from watching the movie. I think press that little, what is that little button? I think it's down there to your right of your phone. It should be green or red. Press that. I'll invite you in and let's talk. I want to hear your thoughts. Do you think I went over the top of my comments or no? What do you think about the Spider-Man movie? What do you think about Jim Jones's comments of his mom teaching him how to tongue kiss? Who who believes there's nothing wrong with that? I'd like to hear your thoughts on that as well. I won't give you like that what's that? The gas face or anything, old school. So I got a couple of minutes if you want to chime in and holler at your boy. I'm up tonight on my favorite network, Ion TV, watching a whole just reruns of Chicago PD. But I'll talk to y'all at the same time, so go ahead. I'll give you a minute. Anybody hit that little, I think it's green, red button. If you want to talk, go ahead and press it. Or say, Rico, invite me, and I invite you in to talk. I don't mind. Yeah, come on in. I don't mind. Come on in. I got a minute. If you'd like to talk to me about the whole, I think I need to put the video up so y'all can see it if you haven't. But you can go on YouTube. They say Jim Jones says his mother taught him how to tongue kiss. Ridiculous. I'd like to hear your thoughts on it. As well as I'd like to hear your thoughts on the Spider-Man movie. So go ahead and press that little button. I think that little, and I'll invite you in and you go ahead and talk. I don't mind. Man, I had this from earlier. It's on a medium, I guess a large lemonade. It was awesome. Okay. Like nobody wants to talk. So maybe not talk on here. If you I do FaceTime if you want to talk. If you have my number, call me later. As soon as I get off of this, we can talk about it then. All right, well, I just want to share those thoughts. We'll talk again in the future. And with this new year, I have one more live I'm going to do on this Facebook page before I go completely to my YouTube channel, Rico the Opinionist. So look forward to that. I have one more live that I'm going to do. Then I'm going to go strictly to my Rico the Opinionist YouTube channel. So if you want to hear anything I have to say in the future, it'll be strictly on my Rico the Opinionist YouTube channel. And I am in probably in the beginning of the spring. I'm working it out. I'll be starting my new YouTube channel, which will be the other side of me. It's called Mariko Rivers MSW, the People's Social Worker, which I'll just be putting content on that page. It won't have anything to do with opinions and stuff like that. It'll be strictly social work issues. We'll talk about anger, depression. I'll have interviews, conversations with men about what's going on in their lives, and I'll just do social work stuff. It's more like an educational channel. I think you're really gonna like it, and some of you will probably find that other side of me very refreshing. All right, but y'all be cool. We'll talk in the future. Peace.